in the grill, and then I'll tell you when to come back up, okay? Does that sound good? You can sit with Levi, yeah. So just, and then after the paratha, you can sit wherever you want. After the paratha, then that's the last thing we're doing.
Song without words. Easy. Join us. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya 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 la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
Shabbat Shalom. We continue with Dodi Lee on page 129, and we'll be using the blue numbers in the brackets tonight. And thank you to our Toonies for starting us off.
You guys were awesome.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is wonderful to be with you this evening, and if you are joining us from home or someplace else, we invite you to share your Shabbat greetings. We have Shabbat Shalom greetings from Debbie Shapiro, Ellen Lane, and Zoe and Asher. I wonder who helped them type that in. So it is that time of year when almost every Shabbat brings with it a cause for celebration. Certainly, having both our choirs here is a cause for celebration. During the course of our worship, we will be recognizing our teachers here at Temple Emanu-El and Nick Tino for his gift of years of beautiful music. So often we focus on the finished product, but not the process and the people who made it so. When a child brings home an admirable report card or wins an award, we do not always see the many educators who made that possible, who helped a child excel. Just as we do not always consider the ways in which musicians add to our sense of the sacred. The sonorous tones of the organ enable our spirits to soar beyond these very walls, move us to tears when that is called for, and provides the perfect backdrop to our most heartfelt prayers. And so, this Shabbat, we pay tribute. And we continue by welcoming Shabbat with Lecha Dodi on page 138.
Likrat kala, ene Shabbat, nekabla, lecha dodi. Likrat kala, ene Shabbat, Ishmi Emanu-El המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו תפארת ולתהילה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, הנה שבת, נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, הנה שבת, נקבלה, לקראת שבת לכו ונחה, כי היא מקור הברכה, בראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, הנה שבת, נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, הנה שבת, נקבלה, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי שדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, הנה שבת, נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, הנה שבת, נקבלה, בריא ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, join us, דודי, לקראת כלה, הנה שבת, נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, הנה שבת, נקבלה, שבת שלום, שבת שלום, שבת שלום ומבורך, שבת שלום, שבת שלום, שבת שלום ומבורך.
You may be seated. And we have Shabbat greetings from Hannah and Steve Lieberman. Again, you're welcome to send in your Shabbat greetings. Tomorrow morning, we have 3 young women who will be called to the Torah as they celebrate becoming Benot Mitzvah. And so it is my pleasure to invite Liv Hergen, Avery Sesser, Isla Karen, and their families to join us on the bima as we light the Shabbat candles, which are on page 120 of your prayer box.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel, who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among us who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Liv, Avery, Isla, we are so excited to be celebrating with you and your families tomorrow morning. We know that you have all worked very hard, and we can't wait to hear you lead the congregation in prayer tomorrow morning, to hear your beautiful words of Torah, and know that the future is in your very capable hands. So mazel tov from the entire congregation. Page 144.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayeichon uv'yomeichon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'gala v'gala, uv'izman kariv v'imeru. Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevorach, Le'alam Ulal Megamaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, Yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei, V'yitadar, V'yitarlev, V'yitalal, Shemei Dekucha, B'richu, Le'la min chol berchata v'shirata, Tush bechata v'nechemata, damiran biyama v'imeru. Amen.
Please rise for the bar food. Continue in Hebrew on the following page. Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim, bechokma poteach she'arim, uvitbuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, Golel or mipnei choshech, vechoshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi laila, umabdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
Please be seated. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and with all your mind. All these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך שוק בך ובקומך, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your for front, shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your table, and upon your that you may remember Shema, and Shema Yisrael, Shema Yisrael, Shema Adonai to
The words that we just sang and that the choir sang so beautifully for us included teach them to your children, talk about them at work, whether you are tired or whether you are rested. And so we take a moment now to celebrate our wonderful educators who help us bring one generation of Judaism to the next. So it is my pleasure now to invite Lauren Goubert to share a few words with us.
On behalf of all of the parents, I wanted to acknowledge how much we appreciate the teachers at Temple Emanu-El's religious school. Teaching children during the school week, after they've already been in school all day, or on a Sunday when they'd rather be sleeping in or watching TV, is no easy feat. Yet, our teachers come here, some driving far distances, with a smile on their face and love in their hearts for Judaism and our children. Your patience and dedication to our children does not go unnoticed, nor does your enthusiasm for teaching Hebrew, Jewish history, holidays, values, customs, and traditions. Nechama Leibowitz, the famous Jerusalem Torah scholar, writer, and teacher who died in 1997, requested that the only words that appear on her gravestone should be her name and the single word, Mora, teacher. For her, this was her greatest achievement, her life's work, and the ultimate honor and title. On behalf of all of the parents, I would like to thank you, our children's teachers, for being their Mora. Whether you may realize it or not, you have made a difference in your students' lives and their Jewish education. And on Sunday, I will be presenting you with a little something special to show you the difference that you have made in their lives as their Mora. I hope that it will serve as a reminder to you of how special you each are to your students here at Temple Emanu-El. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Lauren. Mrs. Miller, Mrs. Steinberg, Mrs. Lind, Mrs. Leitner, Mrs. Israel, Mrs. Kernan, and Miss DeBellis. I cannot recall what I had for lunch today, but all these years later, I can tell you the names of all of my elementary school teachers. A teacher's impact can last a lifetime. And while our teachers should be honored each and every day, tonight we honor your dedication to your work, your love of your students, and your devotion to Torah. So on your behalf, I offer this blessing. Mishaberach avotenu ve'imotenu. May the one who blessed our sages and teachers in every generation bless and guide the teachers of our congregation. Sustain them in their dedication and diligence to our school and its students. May they ever be curious and inspired to learn as well as to teach, and may they inspire their students with the love of Jewish learning throughout their lives. May this congregation always support its teachers so that they can be a light to our community and effective messengers of your Torah. Grant them openness of heart for each and every student who comes their way. Guide us all in sharing with them our appreciation for all they do, for they are holy vessels in your service and guardians of our future. Baruch atah Adonai, hamlamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Adonai, who instructs our people, Israel, in ways of Torah.
Amen. And so the Toonies, our wonderful youth choir, have prepared a song to sing in celebration of our teachers, saying no matter where they go, west, east, north, south, that they will take the learnings from their teachers and spread love and kindness and joy along the way.
You share. You two share.
Yama, yama, vakema, kema, sapona, vandeba. Yama, yama, vakema, kema, sapona, vandeba. Again, yama, yama. Yama, yama, vakema, kema, sapona,
Thank you to our junior choir, the Toonies, and thank you to Lauren, and thank you to all of our teachers. We continue on page 157. Please join me at the top of the page. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Page 162.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, בין היא ובין בני
we continue with our central portion of prayer, the Tefillah, beginning on page 164. And to help lead us, I would like to invite our Benot Mitzvah, Ayla, Avery, and Liv, to join us. Please rise.
Adonai, Sifatai Tifta, Ufiyagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Hasei Avot V'imahot, U'mevikem La'lifnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo B'yahava, Melech Hoser U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magir Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mecharei HaKol atah Rav Le'Hoshia, Morid HaTam, Mechapel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somer Noflim Merofei Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidom Eloh, Melech Yemid, Umechayem, Umasliach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah le'achayot ta'lo, Baruch atah Adonai, Mecharei HaKol.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'doshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim hakadosh.
You may be seated. We take some time now for Tefillat Halev, the prayers of our hearts.
Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amecha Tasim La'olam. Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amecha Tasim La'olam. Ki ata ol melech Adon lechol hashalom. Netov b'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. Lechol leitovecho shah b'shlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai, oseh hashalom.
Even as we celebrate Shabbat, we call to our hearts and minds those who are in need of healing. We continue with the Mishberach on page 371. Yishaberach Avotenu ve'imotenu, Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, Hu yavarech et hacholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. If there is someone who you are holding in your heart and you would like to share their name out loud, I invite you to do so now.
Rick Bear, Rick Keith, Betty Johnson, Rabbi Renee Edelman.
Lila Barsky, Sarah Williams. Cheryl Mallett.
Barry Ballard.
And to those names, we add Gabby Kraft Buckman, Sharon Neese, Ari Brofman, Sharon Zidney, Shirley Rosenberg, Gary Donner, Sheila Rich, Toby Rikun, Gail Yudkovitz, Thelma Wertheim, Sheila Lasker, Jay Hirsch, Daniel Stern, Zelig Zvi ben Yitzhak, Zvi Baruch ben Moshe Melachem, and Jill Tabachnik. May the blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say,
Amen. Yishaberach avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Yishaberach imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your love. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us
The commandment to bless wine is a commandment to drink life as deeply as we drink from the cup. It is a commandment to bless life and to love deeply. It is a commandment to remember with Shabbat heart, to act with Shabbat hands, to see the world with Shabbat eyes. It is a commandment to laugh until we are all laughter, to sing until we are all song, to dance until we are all dance, to love until we are all love. Page 123. Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki banu bachalta ve'atanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
You may be seated.
My dear and wonderful friend, tonight, Nick, we celebrate you and all that you have done for us at Temple. 13 years ago, you rescued me and the Temple Choir just 10 days before the High Holy Days. Oh, it was as if an angel appeared. What was miraculous was that you knew just what to do in a pinch. God had guided our paths to be together, and I have been so grateful to you ever since that time. I do remember that the holy days were flawless, nothing short of a miracle that you created. That is such a tremendous tribute to your knowledge and your experience. Most people don't know that you received your master's degree cum laude from the Union Theological Seminary, where you received your master's degree. And you also studied at the Jewish Theological Seminary because you had a thirst for knowledge. You probably know more prayer book Hebrew and biblical studies than most of our congregants, and I know you always listen attentively to our rabbi's sermons. This has not been just a job for you. It has been a lifelong calling. You were the organist and choir director at the First Congregational Church in Westfield, our dear friend and neighbor. Even Rabbi Kroloff remembers you from long ago in that position. For more than 22 years, you served at St. Elizabeth Church, Temple Sinai in Summit, where Rabbi Ellen Lewis, who is here tonight to celebrate you, she was the rabbi, and you still remain close friends. You are still serving at the Pilgrim Congregational Church for the last 10 years and counting. Your life's work, Nick, has been nothing less than a sacred journey. From a personal point of view, you have been my loyal partner in serving God. You have made it possible for me to be at my best all these years. Your confidence and your praise has kept me whole. I feel so blessed to have been your partner and dear friend as you are mine. We are leaving together, Nick, but our love and admiration for each other won't end here. You are too precious to me, too precious to say goodbye. God bless you, Nick. I truly love you, and from the very bottom of my heart, I thank you.
Now a few words from a choir member. Nick has the traits of a gentleman: high standards, courteousness, and being generous with his time. Being one of the newbies in the choir, he had lots and lots and lots of patience with me. When I asked him to repeat a phrase, a song, or the pronunciation of the Hebrew words, he was terrific. Didn't make me feel uncomfortable at all. Also, all these years, Nick has made it look easy. That's because he was so well prepared, and he will be missed.
Thank you. It was my honor to come up here and say a few words for you, Nick. I'm not sure if everyone here has really ever taken a good look at the organ, but aside from 2 whole rows of regular keys, there are about a zillion buttons involved, and they each make a different sound. And then there's a whole set of foot pedals. So you really have to appreciate that when Nick plays, he's got both hands and both feet going all the time. And luckily for us, he's a master at it. He makes it look so easy. For all these years, he's been providing music for prayer, song, and meditation. And sometimes you're not even aware that he's playing under a silent reading, but then you realize it. And it's like a great soundtrack to a movie. It adds to the emotion, and you'd miss it if it wasn't there. And he's done it all with professionalism, sensitivity, and good nature. And thank you for that, Nick. And for the choir, he's more than simply an accompanist. He's taught us things like breath and voice control, pronunciation, and ways to find that elusive first note. He's a true musical director, and he's helped us find our best sound. And even more than that, Nick is a treasure trove of history. His knowledge of secular and sacred music is extraordinary. And so many of the pieces we sing, we do so with more understanding and appreciation than just the notes. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention his incredible knowledge of the U.S. railroad system. If you'd like to learn a thing or two about trains, sit with Nick for a little while. It's been a wonderful experience singing in the choir with Nick at the helm. And on behalf of all of us, I'd like to thank you for all you've done for all these years, and I want to wish you well on your retirement. I will miss you.
Nick, the congregation has a gift for you, which I will give to you very soon. But there's a certificate. Looks like this. It's kind of pretty. It doesn't say all that we feel about you. It could never say all that we feel about you. But here are the words. In appreciation for serving Temple Emanu-El of Westfield, New Jersey, for over 13 years of dedicated service as organist and choir director. In appreciation for helping to enhance and elevate the spiritual and musical life of our worship experience. In appreciation for teaching, guiding, and preparing the Temple Emanu-El Choir to greatness and performing all these duties with love, with great knowledge and patience. Takes a lot. In appreciation for being an exemplary organist and accompanist to all cantors of our congregation. And in deep appreciation for your loyalty and devotion to Temple Emanu-El for so many years. We love you, Nick. It's not goodbye. You will always be a part of us, always. Maybe we'll sit together in the congregation.
Beginning with Passover, we count the days until we reach Shavuot, when we celebrate the giving of our Torah. And so each day we count up one more day, and we do that with the Sfirat HaOmer, the counting of the Omer, which you will find on page 570 of your Siddur. Please rise for the counting. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Hayom shmona ve'esrim yom shehem arba shavuot la'omer. Today is 28 days, which are 4 weeks of the Omer. We remain standing as we join together for the Aleinu on page 586.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, l'atid gedula v'yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol ha'olam. Anachnu gorim u'mishtachavim urim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch.
You may be seated. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. You are invited to rise and remain standing when the name of your loved one is recited. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. In the last 30 days, David Alcha, father of Linda Kaplan, Gino Cohen, uncle of Sabrina Kellner, Rita Altzeller, mother of Henry Altzeller, Charlotte Gassman, aunt of David Buckman, Lee Schlosser, grandmother of Andrew Rice, Shepard Van Gelder, cousin of Andy Barron, Robert Tell, husband of Judith Tell, Joshua Evan Dunkelman, husband of Jacqueline Dunkelman, Florence Harr, mother of Douglas Harr, Dan Sacker, brother of Gil Sacker, Howard Essenfeld, father of Mark Essenfeld, and Nancy Smolenoff, mother of Hal Smolenoff. As well, we remember those who died at this season in years past. Bernice Allen, Mildred Aspel, Harry Barnett, Charlotte Berkowitz, Marcia Blinn, Ann Bubis, Burton Cohen, David Dunn, Evelyn Dunn, Rose Farber, Aaron Feldman, Rose Fertig, Harold Fleischner, Max Forgash, Abner Freeland, Sophie Gorn, Abraham Gross, Erwin Holzman, Sidney Horn, Bernard Jacobs, Dale Jaffe, Pauline Ginnemer, Barbara Kaplan, Alvin Kaskell, Beatrice Kellner, Louis H. Lessner, Hilda Lifshitz, Jack Malkin, Sherwin Mandelblatt, Leon Marcus, Martha Eisenberg Marks, Melvin Marks, Alan Master, Robert Nelson, Murray E. Palevsky, Rose Postilnik, Beatrice Rappaport, Morton Rausch, Ismar Reich, Mickey Reisman, Frida Rosenberg, Milton Schachter, Saul Schmelzer, Gertrude Schwartz, Sheldon Seidman, Herbert Schur, Howard Spur, Alan Tobias, Edmore Weiss, Ruth Weinberg, Louis Janowitz. And if there are any names that you would care to share with us tonight, we invite you to do so now. And to those names, we add those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Zichronam Livracha. May all of their memories be for a blessing. We continue with the hallowed words of the Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. Please rise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma devrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'adalah u'bizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevrach le'elam u'mei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei getusha b'rihu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'miran v'yalma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mroma, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. You may be seated. A few brief announcements. First of all, thank you so much to our adult choir and to our toonies, and certainly to Nick for all of the beautiful music tonight and always. Our observance of Shabbat continues tomorrow morning with Holy Scrollers at 8:15, followed by the Minyan at 9:30. Simchat Shabbat will be at 9 a.m. And Mazel Tov to Liv, Avery, and Isla, who will be called to the Torah tomorrow morning. Our Fun Club will be meeting, working with refugees beginning at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning in the tent. Sunday afternoon, please join us for Mostly Music. And Rabbi Esther Reed, the interim director of Rutgers Hillel, will be joining us on Sunday at 6 o'clock talking about BDS and anti-Semitism on college campuses. And the Sisterhood Fling is also Sunday evening. Tuesday, the 17th, buses will be heading down to Washington, D.C. for the Jewish Rally for Abortion Justice. Please see the e-blast for more information on registering for that and for transportation down there. The buses will be leaving very early in the morning. Next Shabbat, we welcome Nefesh Mountain for Shabbat services as part of our celebration of Cantor Novik. And we hope you'll all join us for what will be a very, very festive evening. Mark your calendars for Tuesday, May 31st at 7:30, when we will be joined on Zoom by Rabbi Sally Prezant, America's first female rabbi, as the Reform Movement celebrates the 50th year of her ordination. And our closing song. I think it's on our song sheets. The Angel's Blessing.
May we be surrounded by angels.
Havana Shira, Shir Hallelujah. Let us sing a song of praise. Hallelujah. Shabbat Shalom.